All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Pop Culture Roundtable. We are a brand new bi-weekly podcast where we break down all the latest news and episodes in the nerdy pop culture sphere, aka MCU, DCEU, if that even still exists, because we don't know if that exists anymore. Video games, anime, Star Wars, all the type of things like that. Basically, what we will be doing is coming at you with all of the latest news stories from the past 2 weeks in all of those spheres, so you can all get caught up on everything that's going on. And then in the second half of the show, we will break down the latest episodes on new TV shows, all the Disney Plus shows, all the HBO Max shows, the latest anime that are coming out, maybe even video game reviews when stuff like that comes out. So, yeah, I'm Liam, your host, and I am here with Timon.
What's up?
Who you might recognize from the Solo Fish cast on our brother cast.
Our brother cast, yeah.
Our brother cast.
Nah, our sister cast.
Our sister cast is the Solo Fish cast. And then, I'm sorry, what was your name again?
What's bracking everybody is Ja.
And where do you come from?
Ja is from Broward.
Broward, okay.
Broward County.
I literally haven't met this guy before. I don't know what he's doing here.
Yeah, I'm a stranger.
Okay. So let's get into our first topic of the day. Something that a little bit quite upsetting to me. So Neil Druckman from Naughty Dog, best known for his work on the Last of Us video game series, did an interview where he was talking about the new HBO Max show for The Last of Us, which looks sick, by the way. I'm so excited for that. I know we all are.
Pedro.
Yes. like literally a perfect cast.
Yes.
Like, you literally could not cast
and little Shoddy Mormont.
Yes.
She's about to eat.
But basically, he was breaking down how that show's gonna go. He wasn't giving a lot of details, just like little things about how their shooting schedule is gonna be very long. So it sounds like they didn't confirm, but it sounds like they're gonna be shooting like multiple seasons at one time, which is really cool. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get her while she's young.
Yeah, exactly. Because then Ellie will
Good
age
point.
too much in between.
Good point.
Yeah. It's like you see that happening with like the Stranger Things kids. It's
yeah.
And like in the show, it takes place like 3 months later, but it's like they're like clearly like 2 years old. Like they all just hit puberty in between seasons.
Yeah,
it's like I'm 12. It's like no, you're not. But the big thing, 2 big things from it. His interview, the one where he said that.
Wait, Millie Bobby Brown's not 12?
Oh my
god. The first smaller thing, he said that there are going to be some changes from the original video game in the first season at least, where they're at right now, which makes sense. It's just
you're gonna have to.
You know what I mean? Like
optimize for television.
Half of that game is them just like running around,
finding
so
stuff.
Like
going
you can't
back
really.
and forth.
That's not going to be too interesting.
Yeah.
But then the big thing that I know got me mad and got a lot of people mad was that Neil said that him and I forgot her name, one of the other writers from I think The Last of Us 2 for sure. I don't know if she worked on The Last of Us 1. Created an entire treatment for The Last of Us 3 video game if it were to ever get made. And if you remember a few weeks back, we got some leaked news from Sony that said that instead of making The Last of Us 3, they're deciding to remake The Last of Us 1 for next-gen consoles.
Jeez.
Instead of making this Last of Us 3 treatment, which is already done and ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know this upset me quite a bit. How did you guys feel about this?
That's wild.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's such a dumb move.
it's such a no-brainer, like, to just make another. I mean, I get all the controversy behind the game, but like still, like, if you look at all the sales for the game, this game still made so much money.
No.
Yeah,
and, like, it's still won Game of the Year at like every award, and it's still really well loved.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just money. I feel like it's all just money. It makes more sense to like just like remaster or remake the game, make more money off something that's already made, and then come back and make The Last of Us 3. Yeah. Also, they're probably, after like the bad fan reception, they're probably just trying to see like interest. Like, why even bring this up?
Yeah,
you know, like it's like the whole Sonic the Hedgehog. They like kind of tease it to see if people,
just to see what fans
think
what
people think and shit.
That's actually a good point.
That is a really good point. It kind of makes me think too. I feel like that's like a safer bet than like making a whole new game.
Yeah, it is.
I know for a fact I'm still gonna buy this remaster. Like, genuinely.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, definitely. Like,
yeah.
I don't want it, but I will pay full price for it when it comes out.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what they know.
Yeah, it's true.
It's good business.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that from the point of gauging interest, because that's just fucked up that a lot of different companies are doing, a lot of different movies and TV shows and stuff like that are doing that right now.
Yeah. Smart business move, not fan service.
But yeah, what do you guys think is going on in the third game? Like, what do you think the plot is? It's so interesting to me that they already know exactly what's going to happen in the entire third game. Because I know a lot of people, like we were talking about when we beat it, that like it very well could have just been an ending. You know what I mean? To the series. Like I can see like a few things we'll talk about that like could be more. Yeah. But at the same time, it did almost feel like a very conclusive ending. You know, and same with the first one too.
I have a lot of theories about that, honestly. Genuinely, because like The Last of Us is obviously my favorite zombie game, but like a little bit further down the ladder, there's another zombie game that you guys probably know, like the Walking Dead, the Telltale series.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah.
And it's really similar because what they did was that they gave us a really like nice closing end, like they finished everything off, but then they took a character and just kept following that specific character. And I feel like they could do the same thing with Ellie. Just introduce new characters along the way and just continue her story until its end, like whatever that may be.
You played the Walking Dead Telltale game?
I did.
It was good?
It's amazing.
That's interesting.
Amazing.
We're going to talk about something in that vein a little bit later that has to do with the Walking Dead and a certain creator involved with that game.
Genuinely?
And video games that might possibly be coming out.
I think it's one of the best games out there. Quite honestly.
No, that's cool. That's a good point.
Yeah. Or I think on the other hand too, they could like it's a pretty big world. They could follow a new I don't think they should do that, but they could honestly just do that.
Yeah, I mean, in the like little graphic thing attached to the article, which we were like all like reviewing, the picture was of Abby, not Ellie. So like that would make sense, like following her, like seeing what's up. I don't know if they could float a whole Abby game though. I don't know if like after seeing how fans reacted, I don't know if they can do a game around anybody but Ellie.
See that with,
like,
I don't know
the same level of interest.
Yeah.
Really?
An Abby game? Okay, I'd buy it.
I was gonna say I would totally buy it.
But I wouldn't be happy though.
I mean, I would still be happy. I don't know.
I would just be thinking the whole time, "Where's Ellie? Ellie Bobby?"
Well, okay, Ellie has to like Ellie has to be in it to some regard. But like if it like you know how like The Last of Us 2 you get Abby's story, but like it's Ellie's game. You know what I mean? Like it's still obviously like fans were mad because Abby's like a big chunk of the game. But like at the end of the day, it's still Ellie's game. And it's like if The Last of Us 3 they made it Abby's game and then halfway you switch up to Ellie. Like I would be cool with that because like I feel like that
wouldn't be too bad.
Going forward. There's still a lot of interest in Ellie's story, but I'm almost equally as interested in what Abby and Lev, right? Lev are doing because like they just went through some crazy shit and they just dipped on a boat and like where they like they totally left that whole plot line open of them trying to find the remaining Fireflies. And I think that's how Ellie could tie in something like that.
No, I completely agree.
Like maybe they do something where she finally, now that she's got her closure from the whole
Ellie thing.
Now that she's finally got her piece, maybe she finally goes to find the Fireflies and they have like a new doctor and she can actually give herself up to do that. But that seems like,
I don't know. I saw this like shouts out Game Theory, like Matt Pat and all those guys. Yeah, but basically like they put this video about how like Ellie's not the cure. Yeah, it's like the cure might be some like spoilers for the video if you're gonna watch it, but it's like
that's true.
It's like they might like the cure might be a different strain of like the mushroom or like the fungus that's like causing the zombification. Apparently like their theory is that like Ellie's infected and like but she's infected with a different strain essentially. And like that strain, because she has that, it's stopping the other strain. Like this strain of like virus or whatever. It's like all this stuff. You should really look into it. Like, it's all stuff in the game too. It's really cool. It's like really cool. Sick. But the strain of mushroom, like this one that she would have had in the real life, that one strain kills the strain that the virus is based on. And
they said like the creator said that that's like what they based the whole like thing, infection thing based on. That, and like that's the real science behind. So like you know they clearly like the creators clearly know that's is how it works. Exactly. You know what I mean? Because they did their research into it.
And they're saying like really saying like there might be no vaccine and like it might be one of those deals where like Ellie goes and is like I'm gonna give myself up and they're like ain't no need, shawty. And it's like her whole worldview's changed and it's like Joel gets to kind of be redeemed in like a different kind of way. You know, he's still just murdered people. Like he's still just like cold-blooded murder.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, there's I think that there's a lot of things that you can do still.
I think so too.
And I just
it's just if people
I want to see that sequel so bad. Like there's so much left that I need answers for. A lot of like it did. There was a lot of closure there, but there's still just I love those characters so much. Even Abby. I'm gonna get shit for that, but like
I like Abby. She's complex.
But still, I just like, I don't know. I just want to see.
You don't like Abby.
I tolerate Abby, and I do think she's cool. But all I'm gonna say is, end of the game, I'm Ellie. Wouldn't be me. Shit, I'll do something different. No, I'm joking.
I mean, I don't blame you. Like, I mean, I really don't blame you.
Abby's a
If you're
really cool
interested in
character.
this argument, we have a YouTube video that me and Simone made where we break down this whole thing. But, all right, moving on to other news, we got some other big video game news that I know I am extremely excited for. In a really weird leaked story, it turns out that it looks very likely that we are getting a Mandalorian video game
Mando.
that might possibly be an Xbox exclusive, but that's not really confirmed. But basically, how it goes is someone who is known for like sort of like leaking and like teasing things. Like I guess he was like one of the first ones that leaked like that the Xbox Series X, the new Xbox, was going to happen, was on some sort of like podcast where they were on YouTube or something, and fans spotted like a Mandalorian Funko Pop in the background of his room, and it was right next to the Xbox. And I guess that's how the Xbox leak got revealed, and it ended up being like an intentional teaser. So fans started going crazy online saying that, oh my God, he's teasing that there's a Mandalorian Xbox game coming, because they were right next to each other. So someone reached out and asked someone who is known for leaking information like that. And they asked him like live on a podcast, and he looked very pressured and said, yeah, I am aware of a Mandalorian game that is in development, but I can't say more than that. And then after that, it got turned out that the Funko Pop that was in the background of that guy's thing was not for the Mandalorian whatsoever. It's just a complete misunderstanding. But somehow through this weird story, we did find out that there is a Mandalorian game in development, and I could not be more fucking excited.
By chance. Oh, that is good news. I personally am excited because like Star Wars games, at least for the past, have been pretty decent, right? Like Battlefront's been really fucking sick. The second one, at least, personally. I love the Force Unleashed, like those type of games. My one grievance though is with Baby Yoda. I swear to God, if Baby Yoda is a playable character and not an equipable item like a weapon or something.
His name is Grogu, by the way.
If Grogu is not an equipable weapon or item,
An
but a
equipable
playable
weapon
character,
bro, like I'm just
I
picturing
don't
like a
want it.
GTA weapon wheel, and then like Grogu is on there. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of speculate. Fans are going crazy right now speculating like it's a prequel before he even met Grogu, or it's like it's gonna bridge the gap in between season 2 and 3 where he doesn't have Grogu.
See, that'd be
or it's
really
gonna
cool.
bridge the gap in between season 1 and 2, because it looked like there was a lot of time in between there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like literally no nothing. Fans are saying that like he just said it's a Mandalorian game.
Yeah.
And like it could be following a different Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem very likely to me, because Disney's not gonna walk away from the bag that is
No,
Din.
that is so
Yeah.
That just I don't see that
That is so
happening.
much
I would be
money.
down, but I don't see that happening.
They're not doing that.
I would play the game. I'm not a huge Star Wars like guy. You guys know this, but like I played like Battlefront 2 with you guys, and like I like watched and like even started playing on my own. What was the one that just came out? The
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Yeah.
Great.
Another amazing game.
Yeah, the game's pretty sick so far. And like I don't know, like I would play it. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not like super like I need it, but like I'm not like against it. So like I'm curious to see like which direction they take it and like what kind of a game it is.
Yeah. No.
That'll probably like really dictate whether or not I get it.
Even then, it's not something that I feel like I necessarily need, but I am really excited for it.
Same here.
What's really cool about this to me is that it's just like we're finally getting like the Star Wars video game renaissance.
Yeah, no,
you know,
agree.
like when Disney bought Star Wars, they like the big news was that they canceled that 1313 game, which might be a big influence on this game, which was like it was going to be a game where you follow Boba Fett and like sort of be like a Boba Fett origin story.
Hopefully they use some of
and
it
just like explain him. So that could be something, you know what I mean? They could take a lot of stuff from that because like Din is a Mandalorian, wears the same armor. Like you could you could rip a lot of stuff from it, and it looked really cool.
Yeah.
But now it's like we know that Fallen Order 2 is coming.
Yes.
We're getting a Lego Star Wars 2.
Cal Kestis.
We know that Ubisoft is making
the RPG,
an open world RPG.
There we go.
We know, well, okay, we don't know for sure, but it seems very likely we're getting a Knights of the Old Republic remake. It's like everything but confirmed that we're getting a Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Which is long overdue, by the way.
Yeah, very true. And then the cast of Battlefield 2, like all the voice actors and like actors for it, have been like very heavily hinting online that they've been working on a Star Wars project, which is most likely a Battlefield 3. So that's just like, we have so many different Star Wars games in development that it's just so cool that they're finally funding money into this. Because the early years of Disney Star Wars, there was like a very noticeable lack in Star Wars video games. We got Battlefront 1, which was an absolute mess. Battlefront 2, which was a mess at the start, but eventually evened out.
It got better.
And then Fallen Order, which is like one of the best Star Wars games ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I do want to like emphasize that I am personally like excited for this game. Like I'm probably gonna cop it when it comes out.
Yeah,
hands down.
When I say the whole Baby Yoda thing too, like my thing with that too is I love Mando. I love like Din Djarin, really cool guy. I just don't want to see too much fan service in the direction of Baby Yoda. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I mean, I hope Baby Yoda's the main character in the game, personally.
See, like they would do that.
See, and I'd probably buy it. So yeah,
they really would do. Some
it's like
shit
which
like
market are you gonna pick?
Like you spawn in as Baby Yoda and you go find Mando or something. Like something like that would not
see
make
like that'd
me
be a
angry.
cool like level though.
Oh my god!
Tell me that wouldn't be a fun
That'd be
level.
cool.
Like
it'd
be
yeah,
cool.
yeah, you're
like,
going around just like killing people, just like Baby Yoda, just like choking people,
like
just like trying to get to Din. There were like cool moments in the show where the little nigga just like goes psycho and just like starts killing people.
I feel
That'd be funny as shit.
I'm thinking like in
in
the vein of like Spider-Man PS4, how there's like the Mary Jane and Miles Morales missions where like you know what I mean, some little offshoot shit like that where you're just like little Grogu
or
just
even like other
around.
characters in like the world. It'd be cool if like randomly you just like get to play like a little mission as like
I'd love like a Boba.
That'd be
or like
amazing.
get to play as
a
like
Cobb Van.
or like what's his fuck Bill Burr's character.
Yeah, Bill.
Just get him in
what's
the
his
game.
name, bro?
Just get Bill Burr in this fucking game.
Low-key, you're not
He's
wrong.
so funny, please.
Hilarious.
Hey, Mando.
Hey, what's going on here?
All right, but
Make sure Gina Carano's not in the game.
I mean, we know that. We almost we know that. She's working on a video game with Ben Shapiro right now.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding.
See, I like believed it.
Not a stretch.
In other Star Wars news, and not even really just news, but coming very soon, we are getting the very first episodes of the Bad Batch.
Yes.
The Clone Wars sequel series, which I could not be more.
Clone Force 99.
Clone Force 99, the Bad Batch. We got some
I like Clone Force 98 personally. That's just me.
No fair. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite in Clone Force 98?
Glub Shitto.
Oh yeah.
Actually, mine's Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
Rick and Morty.
Like the one person.
You should try to mix them, yeah.
But we got some leaked news about what I assume is early stories for the Bad Batch. That was like the most poorly hidden news because it's just very apparent in the trailer that apparently the Bad Batch need to cut their grass because they got some snakes hanging around.
Damn.
And Crosshair is about to switch up on them.
Yeah.
Which we recently went back and watched the Bad Batch episodes in preparation.
Not that subtle.
And going back and rewatching, it's like very apparent that this dude's about to switch up. Then like you point out the fact that in the trailers, like he's just not with them at all.
He's just like your typical asshole character.
Yeah.
Always checking the other. Like it was not subtle at all.
Yeah, it's probably like the least hidden plot twist ever. But
so these guys were I'm not well versed in Clone Wars or anything. So these guys were part of Clone Wars or like in the show.
Yeah. So they're in that season that came out last year, the season 7 like revival. There's a whole arc based around them. Mm-hmm. Basically, what they call themselves the Bad Batch because they are like mutated clones. They're like bad.
They're the ones with
mutations.
Genetically preferred mutations. Essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like earlier in the Clone Wars, they talk about clones that had like bad mutations to like not preferable ones. Like there's one who like has like a lot of disabilities and stuff like that. But the Bad Batch are like ones who they each have like a different sort of like mutation that gives them an advantage. So the one is Crosshair that we're talking about that switches up, and he's like he can hit like a shot from just wherever.
He's
like,
just a
you know what I
really
mean? With
good
like a pistol,
sniper.
yeah.
He's
can
like a
hit,
crazy good sniper.
anything with a gun from wherever.
Which
there's Wrecker who's like super strong. There's Tech who's like super smart. There's Hunter who's like just really good at tracking
Yeah.
and like anything like that. And he's like he's got a little knife toy that's like super sick.
Got you.
And then my boy Echo, who teamed up, who isn't mutated at all, but
No.
it involves the storyline of the Clone Wars, why he teams up with them, because he kind of does have some just not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
he
like,
went through some shit and is now has some.
to sum it all up, he's like half cyborg.
Yeah,
much.
basically.
Okay.
But not by choice. He got like
Yeah.
captured and shit like that.
The Winter Soldier method.
Yeah, like damn near.
All right.
Like actually very similar to that story. Actually, now that I think about it, very similar to that.
You're right. Actually, I never put that together.
Look at me. I'm here. You know, your resident star.
But
that sounds cool though.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be really cool. But the big thing is that it's just like, they're calling it like a sequel series to the Clone Wars, because the Clone Wars ended early, and we never really got a lot of key episodes. A lot of deleted episodes for the Clone Wars were gonna have like the Bad Batch in them, so we might see those episodes. There was like a whole arc apparently where the Bad Batch go to Kashyyyk when Yoda's there, like toward the end, right before Order 66, and like work directly under Yoda, which would have been really cool to see.
Really cool.
And we might get parts of that. Obviously, Yoda won't be there.
Yeah.
And like, you know. But what's most intriguing to me about this show is just the timeline of taking place like directly after Order 66, especially from the perspective of a clone.
Exactly.
And we know that Rex is going to be in it, which is so sick, because we know that Rex doesn't have his inhibitor chip anymore.
Yeah. And we do know they're going back to Kamino, right? Which is also like amazing.
It looks like it, because they show a planet that looks like Kamino.
I think
so. It looks like they're gonna explore a lot of shit with the inhibitor chips and explain a lot more into that.
That's like that's really like exciting for me, because I know the only time, at least that I've seen, that they've ever revisited Kamino is in the Force Unleashed 2. You just kind of see it from Galen Merrick's perspective.
Okay, I didn't play that game, but
it's essentially just like a new. It's like not really a training facility for clones, but it's kind of like a base, like a militaristic base. But that's like way after Order 66.
Okay. That makes sense, because there's all those arcs in the Clone Wars where they're training on Kamino with Shaak Ti.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Shaak Ti's gone.
Yeah.
RIP.
So I'm really curious to see like what was that transition like, essentially, like right after Order 66? Did it stop making clones? Did they just like? I'm really curious to see like what happens from there.
Yeah, that, and like, do the Bad Batch even have chips? Because they are mutated.
Actually,
like,
that's
is
a fair
somewhere
question.
in the mutation do they not have chips?
Yeah.
So are they not going to be? Are they not Palp Simps? are they good?
They're not Sheev Simps.
I hope so.
Essentially.
I hope so. I mean, obviously Crosshair's on some snake shit, so maybe he's like the only one that had his inhibitor chip.
Or maybe they all don't have inhibitor chips, but Crosshair's is on some good soldiers follow orders.
Good soldiers follow orders. RIP 5s.
RIP 5s indeed.
But yeah, basically we are really, really excited for the show and can't wait to see what happens.
I hope Baby Yoda's in it.
That's funny you say that, because like it's like very heavily rumored by some people that I very much believe that like Grogu's actually going to be in the Bad Batch.
Hell yeah!
And like
Let's
apparently,
go. I'm gonna watch it now.
You are joking.
Go.
No, I'm like not joking. Like 100%. They're apparently going to explore like who saved him from the Jedi Temple.
Yes, Grogu.
And apparently, so like the big thing is that like.
See, I'm not even mad about that. That's
this comes
like
from shout out Kessel Run Transmissions, a great Star Wars podcast.
Yeah,
they revealed that Grogu did get saved by a prominent Jedi. They won't say who.
Who? I have some pretty, because like you were saying, it could have been the librarian lady.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Chance.
My guess is that it's got Jocasta Nu's her name.
Yeah,
because we know that it's canon in a comic book that she did survive Order 66, and like it just makes sense because like her job is to just be at the temple all the time. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it's like it's hard because it's like they said that it's like a prominent Jedi.
She's not really,
and it's like
prominent, but like she's there.
She's not, but like we know her name. But like we pretty much see all the prominent Jedi get clapped at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Like the
so it's like
it's gone.
Yeah.
So.
Unless like it was Obi-Wan like off screen, which just wouldn't make any sense. No, it couldn't have been him because he wasn't even there.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson's gonna be back.
I mean, he's gone. I mean, okay,
that's what
he might come back, but like
he died.
Yeah, I've heard that. But like
theory.
I feel like it's not him who rescued Grogu because like how like he got dumped down Coruscant like 3,000. He's definitely gonna come back.
But we never see. What if he had grabbed onto something? It was like Grogu.
What if Grogu saved him? Like he was falling out the window, and Grogu was like he was just and then just like pulled up and force saved him.
He was just in the Senate,
and he was just like motherfucker.
Hey, Grogu Hive's eating though.
I'm generally not mad if he's in the Bad Batch because like okay, that's fan service and fan service is completely fine. I just hope he doesn't get too much attention because then it's gonna be like, bruh, come on.
Come on, you don't want to get the
I don't think you
Grogu
will.
retrieval arc? That'd be kind of hard.
I don't think it'll be more than like one arc.
He doesn't even. Okay, an arc is
You know?
fine, I guess.
Yeah, like it's like what story is there for the Bad Batch to be with Grogu for more than one arc?
Exactly.
You know what
So,
I mean?
like,
It doesn't really.
not against fan service, but too much can just make it too diluted and weird.
But
Grogu's in like part of like the show. How's that fan service?
Because like he doesn't really belong in the bat. Like
That's
why doesn't he
I don't know.
belong?
I mean, I don't know enough. So
you haven't seen the show yet. How do you know he doesn't belong?
I'm okay. My hopes for what the show is about is just about the Bad Batch, how they navigate Order 66, and how they survive after it. Grogu doesn't really fit into that like.
But my thinking is what they'll do is they'll explain how not necessarily how Grogu fell into Din's hands, but how he ended up as like just on his own, like as like you know what I mean, and how the Empire got a hold that he was alive, like that kind of thing. How he left the temple, and how he got like like maybe the Bad Batch, like the Jedi pulled up to the Bad Batch and was like, "Yo, you guys are clones that are cool, and like you guys can actually take down people that come after you. So like I need you to bring Grogu to
like some random person
somewhere."
No,
and then like it just happens to be where Din picks him up in Mando.
I think that'd be fine, honestly. Again, like I'm not against Grogu being in the show. It's just if it's like 2 arcs, that's a little too much. Because like
I feel you.
I'm hoping for like a couple seasons of Grogu personally.
The Grogu show.
It's like they're just following him around. It's literally just the Mandalorian, but like the Bad Batch characters.
He's on the team. Hey, Grogu. It's Grogu.
Hey, what if that's why Grogu's kind of bad? So he's a bad Batch.
Low key, that would make sense.
They taught him to be cutthroat early.
Oh my god. And
they
like,
trained him.
Another thing too, like I'm assuming that when Grogu used like the Force to get that like Rhino thing, that like felt to me that was one of like, the first times he used his power on like something of that scale. So like I don't want for this show to kind of like shoot itself in its own foot, if that makes any sense. Like have him do too much, where it's like, okay, why didn't he do this to Mando? You know what I mean?
I'm sure it'll probably just be like
really
he's
get that
like getting like
impression,
dragged around.
I'm hoping it'll more. I don't want him to get too much of a prominent role. Essentially, is what I'm saying.
I feel that. Yeah, I mean, I want it's the Bad Batch show, and it's like it's a Clone Wars continuation. So I want it to be the story of them and Rex and Clone Wars characters, and like Ahsoka's got to show up at some point, right?
Oh
like
my
Ahsoka's
God.
got to be in
Because
it at
like
some point.
Rex,
She might not be a major
off.
character. Yeah, I mean, well, Rex is in it, and like last time we saw them, they were both together. So.
Yeah, and one thing that this kind of I guess is Wolf and Greg are going to be in it then. Too.
They got to be. We need some sort of explanation on how they got there.
Because they were
like,
together.
My
in
guess
Rebels,
is like
so.
we see Rex like leading the Bad Batch somewhere. Like I wonder if Rex just like pulls up and grabs all the clones that he fucks with, and is like, "I'm gonna get you out of here," and gets their chips out now that he knows how to do it.
Do you think they might? Because Cody was also really tight with the Bad Batch. Do you think they'll bring Cody in? Maybe
Cody wasn't tight with the Bad Batch.
like he's the one that called them in.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure. Him and Rex were talking, and Cody was like, Cody's one like Rex was like, okay, who are we getting for this mission?
Because Cody wasn't on the mission, but yeah, I do kind of remember that.
Where's Zach?
99.
Zach. he's at the Tipton.
the Tipton
Okay.
hotel.
Fair enough.
Yeah. He decided
he's
to
grounded.
Not
that makes sense.
He decided to not be a war
His
criminal.
hot mom said no.
His hot mom. Literally said his hot mom.
If you're with.
Yeah. Okay. So we're done talking about that.
When we were younger, Miss Martin.
Oh my lord, you're not wrong though.
Okay. I don't want to talk about that anymore. So, let's talk about
for later, not on the mics, right?
Yeah, for you guys to talk about in private.
No, like you were talking about last night with the. Oh, never mind. We'll wait. I guess.
Okay. So the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Ooh,
we got the long-awaited finale to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it was seen as quite divisive. It got a rotten rating on Rotten Tomatoes. A lot of people were quite upset.
Yeah.
They liked the war crimes parts, better than the non-war crimes.
Personally, I really enjoyed Falcon and Winter Soldier. I really enjoyed the finale. I thought it was a great finale.
Yeah, I liked it too. I don't know what people wanted.
I thought it was. I didn't dislike it. I thought it was acceptable. There were just a lot of things that rubbed me wrong. And okay,
like what?
I think honestly, like content-wise, as a show, it was good. Or like as an episode, it was amazing. The things that rubbed me wrong were more so like political and social. Like again, like personally, I don't think I would have made the same decisions that Falcon made, or Captain America, sorry. And I respect that. It just didn't feel like a natural decision, if that makes any sense. It felt almost, I guess it's gonna sound really dumb to say, but scripted. It just didn't really feel like an actual natural decision that was made. It just felt like, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is why, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I will say, because the show was trying to balance stuff with like Bucky, I guess, and like the Zemo stuff, which like was a nice detour, but like ultimately like you didn't really need Zemo in the show. I'm thinking about it, like I loved
but
Zemo.
We needed the Zemo dance scene.
See,
what would we have done without the Zemo dance scene?
We would have been a lot less happy.
He was hitting that shit.
No, my life would be in a significantly worse place if I never saw Zemo in it.
And I feel you, but the show didn't need him. And
I'm joking around, but yeah, you're totally.
But you know what I mean? From the
really
standpoint of like, I feel you in the sense of like, I didn't have any. Well, I would not have done what Sam did as a black man. You know, like I wouldn't have done it necessarily because I don't think I could like be like a captain. I literally just could not be Captain America.
No, I
couldn't. Like, especially when like, you know, like in the same like reality, you have things like, you know, George Floyd, you know, happening. Yeah. Obviously not George Floyd, but like there would be, you know, in the MCU. I'm surprised they didn't like talk about stuff like that, and like I feel like there was like a lot of missed opportunity to like get a bit more into like the systemic like abuse of black people.
I agree.
And like why like somebody like was Isaiah, right? Isaiah was
yeah.
so against it. I thought it was really cool that they gave that, like, they did try to give the perspective, but like I did also understand like it's like Disney, and Disney is always trying to like,
it's a step in the right direction, but it's not there yet.
They're always gonna like, if you look at any like serious issue that Disney tackles, it's always like done through like the most like pacified you know, palatable lens. They're like selling
conflict,
exactly. They're selling this to middle white America mainly, is like, you know, so like that makes sense. But like it's funny because I feel like the reason a lot of people didn't like it was because of those political reasons, and not because they didn't agree. I feel like they felt like they like just didn't like. I feel like a lot of that stuff is just people just not being happy that he's Captain America.
A black man?
Yeah.
He's Captain
What? Huh? You know,
it's not like we knew that was gonna happen by the end of Endgame.
Yeah, literally.
Captain Africa or something.
But yeah, they should have taken Zemo out and focused more on like Sam a bit more. And
but still, I need some Zemo content.
Or just like cut back on like that whole like
Zemo content, but not in this show. He didn't need to be in this show.
Yeah, the best parts of the show, in my opinion, were like when it would force you to like actually see the characters.
Yes.
As like people, and like you could kind of at times like see them actually struggling with stuff.
Yeah.
And that was like also different because like the MCU never talks about like anything as far as like their characters' feelings and thoughts. And they're just like kind of fighting people and like, this is so fucked up, and then they just go to the next fight.
Seriously.
It's like So I don't know. That was the best parts, and I wish they leaned into that more. But overall, I didn't think it deserved to be rotten.
Yeah.
Like I definitely give it like. I mean, as far as, like, meaning, I liked it more than WandaVision in the sense of, like...
Really?
For some reason, it meant something to me just to see, like the representation. It was just going to mean more to me.
Yeah.
Like, but, like, I liked WandaVision's finale better. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So, like, I didn't hate it, though I do disagree with Sam's ultimate decision. But, like, I think that's the beauty of the show. It's, like, you don't have to agree. Like, the whole point is, like... It's his choice, you know? Because it's like, it is. I didn't like the whole, it's my country. But at the end of the day, it's like, it is, you know? It is like his country. So it's his decision to like how he wants to, you know, move forward.
I strongly agree with you. Like, especially when you said, just like when they broke it down and actually showed like those real experiences that really happened.
Yeah, like the bank scene.
The bank scene was one of my favorite scenes in that entire because they actually talked about something that made sense and it felt natural. It felt real, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, and like
not to cut you off, but it bears remember like it like feels like, you know, you see like NBA players getting like pulled over, or like the one NBA player Thibodeau Cephalosha, my bad. He got beat and like couldn't play for like a couple months because like they broke his leg, just like police brutality shit.
Jeez.
He's on his way to like a game.
Yeah.
So like it's like it is like if the black superheroes would be going through shit like that, trying to get like loans and stuff.
I like that they give you that in the first episode too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, yo, this is what this show's about.
Yeah. And I respect that.
So get used to it.
Yeah.
No.
I feel you on the like, it fell out of nowhere though, because like Sam, like we never like acknowledged that Sam was black, and then like all of a sudden the show was just hyper like interested in the fact that he's black.
Yeah.
So it did feel kind of like
he never really got any development at all.
Seriously.
That's
you know,
fair,
like he was always just there, and it's kind of like every movie he was in was like a big team up movie, other than Winter Soldier, his first appearance. But even then, there's like you got Black Widow, you got Captain America, you got Bucky, and you know what I mean. There were a lot of characters in that movie.
Yeah.
So it's just like I get why, but it's just like when he's your only black superhero at the time, it's like you can't.
You could have done something.
You can't get away with that.
No, I agree, and that's kind of like why.
Give War Machine his credit.
Oh, true. Yeah, genuinely. I know you. I know you like kind of meant that as a joke, but like actually,
I forgot about
Big sucks.
Yeah.
He's like
it's because he sucks. But I mean, I love Don Cheadle. So.
Yeah, I like Don Cheadle.
Favorite War Machine. Sorry, Terrence Howard, right?
Yeah, Terrence Howard.
Cool dude, but like I barely remember that movie.
Yeah, for real.
But no, like that's why like I kind of felt the way I did about the last episode. I feel like literally if we'd gotten one more episode in between like him having to make the decision and actually make the decision, just like showing the actual turmoil or the conflict in himself of having to make such a decision. Because like again, me personally, having known what happened to I forget his name,
Isaiah,
knowing what happened to Isaiah, genuinely, it would have taken me a long ass time to process all of that and understand and actually like make a decision. Again, I wouldn't have made the same decision that he did, but just seeing him make it so quickly, literally.
Yeah, especially in the timeline of the show, it feels like it was like a week after he first found that out, maybe a little bit more.
Like it just felt unnatural, personally.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I agree.
I think
the best way I'll say real quick. My bad. The best political part of the show was like the way they talk about the government. Like they didn't handle race as good, like the best possible way in my opinion. Like they could have been done better. But the way they like try to take swipes at like the government.
Yeah.
I feel like that's as good as it's gonna get for Disney. So I was like pretty happy about.
Yeah,
it.
I was literally about to say. I really like what they did with John Walker by the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How they sort of made him into this. He literally says, "You made me." At one point, like this is what you did. Like that was one of my favorite things.
I did your job well.
Yeah,
like,
that was really bold of Disney to do. By the way.
Yeah, it was
really,
considering
really
the army like. They pay the army, you know what I mean? They literally have like a quota they have to meet of like how many like military things they show in it, and
Disney's
like
getting so rich.
there was all that shit. Yeah, I know that
they're not gonna need to borrow the tanks anymore.
It's like genuinely like the army needs them for like advertising. You know, like the army needs Disney, bro.
That was fun. Like I did the job. Yeah, you built me to do that. That was such an impactful scene. Oh my god,
it was.
Yeah, because like he's not wrong. He's not lying.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
I thought that was really cool. Yeah, my biggest criticism of the finale was that it was just so predictable. From the stand, like it was like from like the moment we first met Carly, like we knew she was gonna die. Like she's just the exact type of character that dies. Every type of character like that who's in every show like that just dies.
Yeah.
Like
they don't want
people made
it's
like people made comparisons to her and Killmonger. What happened to Killmonger? Oh yeah, he died at the end. Like, you know, it's just characters like that are always gonna die.
They literally just made her unnecessarily radical. Like, don't get me wrong. Certain things that you can, I don't want to say you can be radical in certain aspects, but like the blowing up the building thing, that came out of nowhere. To me. I was like, wow.
Yeah. You don't see her angry in the sense of like you don't see her descent into it.
Seriously.
Like if that happened, did that happen right after the Mama Donya like death?
Yeah.
But, like if the Mama Donya death was like. I think like you were saying something about like there was like a whole vaccine.
Yeah, there was like a big plot line that got cut where like, is it the GRC? GDC?
GRC,
I forgot what it's called.
I'm pretty sure.
GDP,
the global
the GDP. They like there was like some like plot that got the GOP. That's definitely their name. Yeah, so the GOP was about to release like some sort of virus into the camps that Carly and like all her friends like lived in, and that's
just like genocide them.
Yeah, basically,
literally, and that would have made sense why she blows up the damn
but
building.
they obviously cut that because of COVID. They thought people would.
They could have found it. They could have just easily had like the GRC come in and like a soldier. Even if they don't have
GOP.
Oh yeah, the GOP could have came in. My bad, and like just push like Mama Donya down and she like dies from like falling over. Something like small where they and like you know like give her like an incentive to be like okay well. Even if I was going to try to not go this route, like, there's no other route. Pissed. They only know violence. Like, they took the one thing keeping me from being, like, overtly this, like overtly violent person.
The only thing they explain is the stuff of them, like, hoarding their rations of food that they have. Yeah. But even then, it's like, it's not violent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't necessarily warrant, like, murdering everybody there.
Yeah.
And then, like, even then, it's just like when she does it, and her friend like asks like, "Why'd you do this?" And she just says like
something stupid.
She's like they would do the same, or it's like this is what they speak, and like
She's right.
That's very relevant to a lot of things in like right now in the real world, and that's very true. But like, they don't give her the opportunity to explain why.
They should have like,
which is really annoying.
They should have like found a way to reorder that. Like,
yeah,
they should have had like Lamar kill somebody, and then her kill Lamar.
Yeah.
And then have John Walker go and kill the random person.
Yeah.
And have that happen before she does the terrorist attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then it's like, okay, now there's like a reason for her to like want, like, it's like, okay, well, I accidentally killed your friend and you just went and killed somebody for no reason. That was like maybe like her right hand man died there instead of dying in that bomb later.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh wow, like you only know blood. Like the dude who was standing next to her, he should have died. But he should have been there for that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like then like it's like, okay, or like I said, Mama Donya, you gotta find a reason.
Yeah.
It did feel like it came out of nowhere. Cause like she was like, we're gonna like take our plans to the next step, and then it was just like,
why
full on terrorist.
And then it was like we're just gonna like murder Congress, and it was like,
and it's like, okay, well, if you want to go for the politicians and stuff, sure, but like she randomly just murdered like innocent people, which was like against her whole thing. You know what I mean? Like she just like it made no sense.
Like literally out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, just is like killing the innocents.
Yeah.
When she only was
there were so many cool things to her character, like her conversation with Sam in episode 6, like was really cool.
Yeah.
And like she explores a lot of really cool ideas, and it just sucks to see one of the few characters that explore stuff like that to just get cut down. And I get it, I get why they cut it down, but it's just why is it characters like that always get the ass?
Also, it's like I don't like I wish like why'd she have to be a villain? You know what I mean? Like I would have liked to see like a Carly, but like maybe Carly's the person, like she's like an activist who inspires like a villain.
Yeah.
You know, like someone who takes the ideas and takes it too far. Like I hate that's always like the mouthpiece, and like the person who thinks of these ideas has to also be like this evil like whatever like.
And you can tell they like kind of tried to do that with like the ending scene of Sam being like super sad that she died.
Yeah.
But it was like they didn't make it clear.
Yeah.
By any means. You know
also I guess you could say like her death was one where it's like she died and like only because of the power broker. You know what I mean? So like you could at the end of the day be like, I guess her death wasn't necessarily one of those deaths where it's like I had to do it. Like but like also like that means they could have just had her live.
Yeah.
And like be in like a coma or something, and then that would have even created probably better tension. Like it's like, is this girl gonna get caught or not? You know, type of deal.
Yeah. And
she can't overtly go kill her when she's in U.S. custody.
Yeah.
So like you know it'd be interesting.
And then you could see like someone who's like a free agent now, like John Walker, just like pull up and try and kill her because like he still has blood against her. That could have been really cool season 2.
Yeah.
Which that's another really cool thing that we got out of this. The day of the finale, we found out that there's a lot of rumors around being like, are we gonna get a season 2 of Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like that might still be possible, but most likely before we found out that we are getting a Captain America 4. And being written by the showrunner of Falcon and Winter Soldier and one of the other writers of it. So, like, obviously it's going to follow Sam Wilson as Captain America.
Yeah. It's gonna be
that's really cool to me. I feel like they have a really cool chance to do a lot of the things that we talked about that they missed on this one in that movie.
But, like, the tough part is it's a movie. So, you got 2 hours.
Yeah,
and this is, like, the most time they had to really explore things.
This was the best opportunity they had.
Yeah. Unless they make like a new trilogy of Captain America movies, but then it's like Captain America 7. It's like Fast and Furious. You know, like it's like how many you're gonna make?
It gets kind of worn out.
Yeah, but I mean it is a different character.
I hope they don't number Captain America 4. Like they just call it Captain America whatever it is. As in like, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's an extension.
The fact that it's called Captain America just like hurts me a little bit.
No, I feel you.
But it was you must, Disney.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all in all, I think.
Also, wait, real quick. I know that in the comics, like. He does give up being Captain America. So that'd be cool if, like, his arc was, like, him coming to the realization that, like, I agree more with Isaiah.
Yeah.
You know, in the end. I tried it, and, like, I couldn't do it, but, like, I had to see for myself.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is fair.
See, that I would respect, too. Like, I tried, but I now know I can't do it from the inside out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm better off just being my own guy.
That I would respect, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all in all, the show was... I mean, while it sounds like we all had, like, a lot of things that we were disappointed in, like, all in all, like, I did really enjoy the show. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I have a lot of criticisms of it, and especially the ending, but, like...
It's a really cool show.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
and on top of it being great, it was way better than I thought it was going to be. This was
That
probably
too.
one of the ones that I was least intrigued about of, like, these early round of Disney Plus shows. Probably the least of any of the first round that we're getting.
Same here.
and I was so into this. Like from the first episode, I was very into this.
Bro, I literally I watched the show with the intent to hate it, and I like it. It was a good show.
I feel like that's why most people too were disappointed in the finale. Like you got like a nice treat that you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
So like people started getting their expectations just like higher and higher. And I will say like episode to episode, the show built really well, but it climaxed in episode 5, right? That's the one.
Yeah.
Whichever one this before the finale, it climaxed in that episode. You know, like everything that happened there, like it almost would have been better just to, like see him take on the mantle and have all that stuff resolve and just make it 1 hour there, you know.
Yeah.
And then like have the movie like pick up on like the whole what we're talking about. Like we didn't get to see what his feelings about it and him deciding and stuff. And then, like, the movie could have taken all of that into account and like crafted a narrative around those themes.
I agree.
But yeah, I agree with you. Ultimately, I liked it. I thought I'd hate it. Remember, I didn't even watch the first 2 episodes until like a minute after.
I told you that they were good. And
yeah, I like forced I was like, I'm not watching this. Like, I need quality control. But yeah, it ended up being good. I'm pretty satisfied.
I know you said at the end of the day, you said you liked it more than WandaVision.
Yes, in a different way.
Yeah.
Okay.
John, what about you? What would you pick?
Personally, I liked WandaVision more. Again, just for the ending. I'd say that's a huge part. The fights in this were like insane, and I want to say honestly, I'd say I have like more or less the same opinion. Like the just general show, I probably like this more, but the ending, I'd have to give it to WandaVision.
Yeah, I feel that way too. Where it's like I like this more in the sense of like this meant more to me.
Yeah.
Cause like it's like you get like it's like you can kind of see it's like literally reflecting it's literally reflecting struggles I like deal with, so you know like it's like gonna just inherently be like I fuck with this a bit more on like a personal like this is connecting to me more.
Yeah.
But WandaVision is like if I'm gonna go back and watch a show like between the two of them I'm probably gonna watch WandaVision.
Yeah.
So like they like you know like WandaVision's a great MCU show. I feel like this is like a great like it's almost like I don't want to say like real world thing, but like it's almost like feels more like a you know what I mean? Like I don't even know how to say it, you know.
More grounded.
Yeah.
It touched on like real world.
Yeah,
issues.
Obviously WandaVision is not a very grounded show.
Yeah.
The exact opposite of it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's close for me, but at the end of the day, I think I'm picking WandaVision. But it's almost not fair because like I knew from the jump I was gonna like WandaVision way more because I was just my excitement for WandaVision was way more to the point that even though Falcon Winter Soldier did surprise me, I just it was never gonna top WandaVision.
Also, I guess like, the way to put it is like I like already cared about Vision and I already cared about Wanda, so like they were running with me on that already, so like I was gonna like it.
Yeah.
But I'd like very like seriously like you knew I was never a huge fan of Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And like who the fuck knew what Sam was about before this, you know? So, like, the
fact
I walked away from this liking both characters.
The war criminal was okay.
You know? Yeah. I don't know. Good show.
But
let's
Let's talk about a little bit less divisive show that almost everybody seems to universally love right now that we also got a finale to recently. The Amazon animated series Invincible. I gotta say, I think that I can already call it as this being my favorite show of 2021. I really don't see a show that I'm gonna like more than this.
Yeah,
that's fair too.
Again, also I was really hyped before this, but it just exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, by
far. I want to give it to you guys because I want to hear your thoughts on the finale because I got a lot. But as someone, I've read the comics and I knew what was going to happen before, so the shock value wasn't necessarily there for me. But I still just absolutely loved every minute of the entire show, especially the finale. Yeah. Probably the best episode is the finale is definitely the best episode.
I would 100%.
But
shit, I don't even know. I'm like
it's like hard. Like it's genuinely hard to pick. There's so many good episodes.
The finale was so good though.
But yeah, I want to hear from you guys. What are your final thoughts? I mean, I know you loved it, but
it's like the thing too. Like I generally loved it so much that it's like hard to have thoughts because I think everything was done, if not perfectly, as close to perfection as possible. There was only one thing that it's not even a dislike. It's more of an observation. And I mentioned that with you guys. Like I felt like the tension after Omni-Man left was nowhere near where it should have been.
Yeah.
Because I, like, as a viewer, felt nervous the second, like, he left. I was like, okay, he's going to be back. What's going to happen when he comes back?
Yeah.
And I was just nervous throughout that entire, 15, 20 minutes, like, after that whole thing happens. And the tension of the show was nowhere near my level of, like, tension, which is obviously completely fine. That's not a bad thing. It's more of an observation on my end. That kind of I thought that was kind of weird. I felt like no character was really addressing it or even pointing out the fact that like Omni-Man can just come back and completely wipe that entire like.
I feel like that is kind of like think about it from like this way, like in the real world, like that's kind of I feel like how it would be. You know, like how they even said like it's all anyone's talking about.
Mhm.
You know, but like Mark was in a coma, so we were kind of like put in his position of like not really knowing what's going on and like how people are like whatever, and like I feel you because I felt the same tension, so I almost feel like it was intentional. Like they were like they wanted you to lull you into like a okay, this looks normal, it doesn't feel that way. And then like when like the minute that Cecil called, we're all just like fuck, you know what I mean, like the minute that happened, we're all just like fuck, come on. So I don't know. I feel you on that though. Yeah. I feel you on that.
Like literally that exact scene when Cecil's like, "Okay, we need you." I was like, "Oh damn, good game."
Yeah, I was like, it's the game. I was like, is this dude about to pull up with like all of like the Viltrumites? I was like, this show's wild. Like some weird shit could like that could happen like right now.
Literally, and it's like I can't logically draw Mark surviving that encounter. I can't.
Oh no, that. He would have died against Omni-Man if he literally was like, I guess I kind of fuck with you. I loved you like for like 1 second. I guess.
He's like, I guess
a crumb.
Yeah. I loved you when you were being exceptional and hitting home runs. So
oh my god.
I guess you can live for now.
You know, I can't kill my son.
Yeah. Bro, oh my god. Yeah, I love the finale. I'm just gonna like blurt out moments like
it was amazing.
Yeah.
The pet part, bro. When he's like his mom and he's like
devastating.
She's more like a pet. That was devastating. Like, I think we were watching. I'm pretty sure like I literally paused it. I was like,
yeah, you did. Yeah, that's right.
That is tough.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, yeah, this show's so good. This show's so good. That finale was so good.
I literally feel that.
Yeah.
When he was like literally smashing in Mark's face, and they had this like the flashbacks. I'm not gonna hold you, Chief. I genuinely was like on the verge of like shedding a tear.
Bro, yeah, same, like, literally, bro.
This sucks.
Yeah.
This like I was looking from Mark's perspective. He like just it felt like he like genuinely did not want to fight his father.
Yeah.
And like Omni-Man did not give a fuck. And like that just genuinely like I felt so bad. I was like I was on the verge of tears. I was like, damn, that sucks. And like I feel like that emotion of like Mark's perspective was conveyed perfectly. Like again, if not perfect, the closest perfection. The closest you can get to perfection. It was genuinely so nice. Honestly.
Just so bloody. Just like barely able to breathe. He's like, what do you think? What do you think about like it's like, you know, when he like is bloody as hell and then the flashback ends and he like just looks at him and goes, why did you make me do this? I was like, bro, every father in like all of the world right now is just feeling called out. Because I swear that's like every dad's go-to. They like fuck up. They're just like, you made me do this. It's like, bro. And he's like, what are you gonna do when they're all dead? He's like, I'd have you. He's like, god damn, you gotta say that.
Yeah. Oh my god. And like
the single tear that like in the atmosphere as he like flies away.
Oh my god. When I was like just killing people too, that was like a wild scene.
Yeah. He just when he saved the dude, he just like crunched his head.
Yeah. Oh my god. Wow.
I love that moment where he was like, yeah, I really thought I was a goner there. And then Omni-Man's just like, bam.
Yeah.
Oh.
You said what? Yeah, no, I thought the finale, like, it literally could not have been done better. I've been telling you guys earlier about how, like, things are spaced out very differently. And how that confrontation comes a lot earlier in the comics. But at the end of the day, I think it was perfect what they did. It was so perfect. Because in the comics, what happens is like you get the revelation that Omni-Man killed the Guardians of the Globe, and then like 2 issues later, you find that like the fight with Mark happens. And it's cool because it's a really cool like shock moment, like because it's like it's like the shock of the Guardians, and then like immediately after the shock, so like the whole world's just like in complete chaos. Yeah. But like I almost like this more because like that tension of Omni-Man and just every scene in between there was so good. I love the scene with Art, the tailor on the roof.
Yeah.
Oh, that scene was just
such a high tension scene. I felt like if you're talking about the scene where like Omni-Man's there as well, I felt nervous during the
where they're on the roof drinking.
Literally,
yeah.
So
I was like, he's about to knock this nigga off.
I thought he was like on some of the boys shit, just paralyze him, like rip spine. I was like, oh my god, I was just so nervous.
Not Omni-Man, he's a good guy. He wouldn't do that.
Homelander's a good guy. Come on.
Yeah, true. I mean, we love Homelander here.
He's an American patriot.
True, we love Patriots.
You know who we love? My nigga Donald. R.I.P. bro.
Yeah, R.I.P. Donald.
R.I.P. Donald.
R.I.P. Donald. That was a sad moment.
It's been an honor, sir. It's like
the honor is all mine. Or he blow himself up.
So I got a few questions for you guys as
What's
people who haven't read it and don't know what's coming next.
What's Big Bracket?
What do you think of the ending from the standpoint of like all of the teases that we get? Like there's that toward the end we get that section where like almost every villain comes back up again.
The Flaxons were like rebuilding.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of that? And where the show goes in season 2 after that? Because the Omni-Man thing is like it flips the plot on its head. You know what I mean? Like the entire rhythm of the show is now just completely like it's a different show now. You know, like so where do you guys think like the show is going to be headed after that?
I was actually thinking about this, and like I have theories, but I know for a fact they're gonna be completely wrong because like this show.
You be thinking.
I do be thinking, but like this show is. I've never been able to predict what's gonna happen in the show, genuinely, especially not in the first episode.
Yeah,
but,
don't even try. I'll tell you now.
I thought because like the Flaxons were rebuilding, and it looks like they're pissed at Omni-Man, and like I think like the Mahler twins are also rebuilding. Like the main like the villains were kind of like getting their stuff their shit back together, and this is a really big shot in the dark. But I was feeling like, okay, what if they kind of just like reset the slate, have Mark tackle all these villains again in different settings, and maybe kind of figure out something to, because I feel like Omni-Man's gonna come back, like that kind of feels obvious to me. If not
eventually,
at least some other like Viltrumites, like yeah, eventually. So like I'm wondering if they're gonna kind of like have all these villains come back and have like a massive, huge conflict thing. Again, huge shot in the dark. I can't predict the show, but that's kind of what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have no fucking clue. Genuinely.
What about you, Timon?
So like as far as any villain that's not on Earth, I feel like everyone. I mean, now that we know what the Viltrumites are, the Viltrumites seem to be the villains of the entire universe.
Yeah.
So I feel like anybody that
what do you mean? They bring peace and prosperity.
True.
Order, law, and order.
Yeah. They support law and order.
Law and order.
Heard that one before. I don't know where.
I can't think of where I heard that.
But I think they're gonna, bring democracy around the like universe, and they keep doing their thing. And obviously, like a bunch of people are pissed around like the universe, and like the Flaxons, like you're saying, are rebuilding, and they're pissed at Omni-Man, and like they must eventually be smart enough to realize he's a Viltrumite and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know. I feel like what's probably happening is I think I was talking about this with you right after. I think Mark's gonna go to college because like he's like they asked him at the end like what's the next? What are you gonna do next? He's like probably finish high school. So like he'll probably go to college. And, like, I feel like it'll probably start off by, like, giving us a break from hero stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I feel like the show's interested in, like, taking us through Mark's journey as far as, like, what he's going through. And I feel like he's not going to necessarily want to be a hero. Yeah. It might just have, like, that little arc taken care of, like, off-screen, you know? And, like, when we come back, it's, like, in the first episode, we find out he hasn't been operating as a hero for, like, since, like, he, like, whatever, XYZ, and, like, he's, like, he's been taking his break, and he's been acclimated to college, and then, like, in the first episode, he has to, like, get spurred to, start fighting again because of XYZ.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably what's, like, at least in my opinion, it's gonna be some type of, like, Spider-Man 2, like, I'm giving up my powers type of shit.
Yeah.
And what's probably gonna happen outside of that is I think we'll see him, like you were saying, fight any villain that, like, is within anybody who dicked him, he'll probably fight again.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know if he'll get smacked.
You said anybody that dicked. That was literally everybody he fought.
Literally
every single person he fought.
He might go like 50%, and like get his ass beat, but I feel like, like there's a lot more like pressure now on him. Yeah. Whatever he is
Bold
back
season
into
2
it.
prediction, Mark will finally win a fight.
Yes, I think Mark's gonna finally win a fight.
Yeah. Hopefully, bro.
And I think we're leading to like all these people he's fighting. He seems to be kind of Naruto-esque. So I feel like he's gonna end up talking like, to like a lot of these people and like, learning about them and maybe even like being like, I don't know, like this coalition thing with the Seth Rogen character guy. Like he's probably
the alien.
Anybody who's strong, I think, is gonna like eventually team up, villain or not, to take on what I believe is obviously the big villain, which is the Viltrumites.
Yeah.
And that could even mean Omni-Man pulling back up and deciding to fight with them against the Viltrumites.
Which would be insane.
So I don't even know.
Like with Mark.
Yeah, and like even if he doesn't like I mean that will never probably be able to be like he can't just like go back, to like how things were before.
Yeah.
But like it might be like one of those things where he dies in it or some shit. Who knows? I don't know what's gonna happen exactly, but I think it's leading to like all these experiences that Mark's having along the way is gonna lead to like some Great Ninja War type.
The
fight at
war
end.
arc.
Yeah.
Great Ninja War.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. That's interesting.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it on here. I'm gonna toot my own horn. I called this Omni-Man Hitler esque, like we're gonna just go like take over planets.
That Timon
Bullshit.
did call that from
Nice.
the first or second
after he
episode,
killed
yeah.
the Guardians. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, he must be some type of like space Hitler.
Space
And like, yeah, that's kind of what happened.
I don't know much about the second season, but I know one thing I want for sure that you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
He needs a time skip.
He does.
needs a time skip.
He does need a time
I'm
skip.
tired of seeing my man Mark getting laid the fuck out. That shit's sad. We don't do that around here, Mark. I'm trying to see a time skip.
I'm also trying to see Mark stop loving these hoes because Amber just pulled back up
Bro,
right after
you
he gets
that
it. He
too?
almost died, bro, and then she wants to pull back up. She sees this nigga getting his ass beat,
Bro.
trying to save people. His dad beating his shit in.
Bro, I love
I
this
don't know,
show
bro.
because it really just like it. I'm not gonna say that, but like honestly,
No, what are you gonna say?
I feel like if
say
Mark,
it on the recorded
if Mark
microphone
has
so that everybody can hear it,
Even
and it will
an-
never get deleted forever. Say what you were about to say.
ounce of intelligence,
No, what were you gonna say earlier?
he will really reevaluate his relationship choices. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because like,
Why?
damn,
Why though?
literally the last episode is all, oh, we already broken up. Fuck you, Mark. And then damn, it's crazy. I see him fighting on TV. You fighting on TV? She literally pulls back
Yeah,
up. The
and it
next
sucks
day.
because like she knew, and like my sister, we were watching with my sister too,
Yeah.
and she was like, my sister pauses and goes, "Bitch, I'll say it for everyone, bitch."
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't believe like she's like it's one thing if like she came up to Mark and asked him and like he lied. But like she's like he could be trying to protect you, you know, like you know
seriously.
everyone knows how this superhero shit works, especially in a
Like,
world where there's
seriously.
Yeah,
superheroes.
to know
Yeah.
that he was invincible
And not even
that
just
he
ask.
did save your life that time and
Yeah.
still be mad at him. It's like, what do you want him to
Big
do?
cat.
Just pretend like he's a human and then you'd all just die.
Yeah, exactly.
Big
or like reveal his like secret identity, which is obviously a hard thing to do, and,
Yeah.
and it's obvious that like probably people, it's like more than just him. It's like not just his
Yeah.
decision. You
He's
know?
protecting her by like
But-
keeping his identity a secret.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like you know, love is love, so go crazy.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you guys don't want him to stay with Amber.
I mean, I'm
But-
not against it,
but
but
yeah.
I definitely think it was a
Do you
shift.
think that that's what's going to happen?
I feel like he's gonna find some way to end up with Eve, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
they're definitely gonna like find a way to like get him with Eve. It
You
feels
think
like
so,
it feels
with
like that's
Eve?
like what they're setting up.
That's gonna hurt a little bit because I kind of like Amber did piss me off with that whole like switch up. I do like her as a character.
I do
though.
too.
Yeah.
It almost felt like not in her character.
Zazie.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like the way they set her
It did
character up to be
almost,
like
yeah.
very like understanding and
Yeah.
caring and shit. For her to be mad at him for taking care of people and she like goes to like
Literally
the
out of
shelters and
left
stuff and
field.
help. Like
That's
Bro.
out of nowhere.
I don't know. It did not feel in line. Like she like the way they set her up, it did not feel in line with her
Yeah.
character for her to be that pissed at him.
Seriously.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I felt that too.
But maybe they're trying to create conflict. I think he'll end up with Eve.
Yeah.
You think so?
It's like
Yeah.
at least for like
They're
I don't
setting
know.
that up.
There's probably somebody else out there that like they haven't introduced, but
I mean, there could be. I certainly don't know.
I certainly don't know.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. You guys have a lot of interesting points. Some of them being right, some of them not. But the ones that aren't are still cool because it's like, oh, I didn't think of that, and that like does seem plausible.
Low key, I think the most plausible theory is that Sakura Harano pulls up and
Yeah.
she fights the
Oh,
Viltrumites. I think
true.
if they
You
get
think
her,
she could beat Omni-Man?
she could probably take the entire Viltrumite like army.
Oh, like the whole
low-key.
planet.
she does
Yeah.
have that like you know that like face tat.
She does, and that like
Yeah,
one
that's
jutsu
true.
where she like, oh wait, oh never mind, I forgot. But like maybe. Then.
Oh no, she just has Tsunade's. Don't worry, she just has that now.
You Loki, you not wrong.
You know that was like a thing where it was
Yeah.
like kind of like
What it-
based on like her family and like bloodlines. Yeah,
It's
no.
like the 100
Keke
hands
Genkai.
or something. Is it
No,
called
that's
something like
the
The 100 hands?
healing.
100 healing
Yeah,
jutsu.
That's
Yeah.
leadership with 100 hands jutsu. Fucking Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh damn. R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah, damn.
Damn.
But I don't know. Invincible's fire. That show's really
Invincible
good.
is fun. I genuinely I don't know because I haven't like reevaluated all the shows I've watched, but it can easily be the best show I've seen of
Yeah,
2020.
I really don't see a show. I just don't.
I watched The Boys in 2021, so
Yeah,
like, for
same.
me it's like I don't know.
That's a good compare. I think the show is the show is almost like, I was thinking about it. I feel like the show is like, this is gonna sound weird, like The Boys meets My Hero. in like a weird,
I feel
in
like
a weird
that
like
does
way.
sound
It's like
weird,
the
but it's
middle
not
ground
outlandish.
in between the two shows.
Yeah, that does sound super weird, but it's not like outlandish
Yeah.
though. Like it kind of makes sense, low key.
Yeah, they're definitely like both in the same like experiment, different like dependent variables kind of deal.
Yeah.
I also just watched The Boys, and I liked The Boys a lot.
I like.
And I also watched 2 seasons of
What
The
about
Boys.
me and the boys? Yeah.
Yeah,
Me
it's
and
like
the
Me and the
Boys,
Boys, yeah. So I don't know. It's either between The Boys and Invincible, but yeah, WandaVision came out this year too. But I think I like Invincible more than WandaVision.
Yeah.
and,
I got my hopes
Falcon.
up for Loki too.
And Falcon. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so far for sure, it's between Invincible and The Boys.
And
those are like the two.
For me, The Bad Batch is dropping season 2 and a star. I don't see it surpassing Invincible, but I want to give it a try at least first.
I'm very excited for the Bad Batch, but I don't think it would be better.
I want to give it a shot first at the very least. Because, I mean, it's Disney and they have a fuck ton of money. So.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Oh, but don't worry. The friends the friends of the 99% Amazon are gonna come in to take the money away from Disney.
Dear God.
Bro, I'm here for it. Amazon is, at least they like make stuff that like
We love them.
isn't just for kids.
Amazon hosts a lot of web services, so don't block our shit.
Yeah.
We love you, Poppy Bezos.
Poppy.
I'm here for you. I'm here for Amazon. Prime Video.
Yeah, but I
have to
think
be specific there.
I think that's where we'll wrap this up for today. We will be back in 2 weeks with another great episode where we'll start off same thing, be breaking down the latest news that happened in the past 2 weeks. We got May the 4th coming up, so we're going to be getting a lot of Star Wars news that we'll be breaking down. Hopefully some new MCU news. We've been getting a lot of set leaks and stuff like that recently from stuff like Doctor Strange. Hoping we get some new Spider-Man information or something like that.
I'll inject Spider-Man shit into my veins. That's my
mainline that
and
shit.
then,
yeah, that's my shit.
And then we will also be breaking down what we have gotten recently from the new season of My Hero Academia, because I have yet to watch. I have yet to watch the new season.
Catch up.
I've heard a lot of good things about that. By the next episode, we will be caught up by My Hero Academia. We're breaking that down. We'll break down at least the first few episodes of The Bad Batch, because the first episode's super long. And then possibly Yasuke, the new Lakeith Stanfield-led anime on Netflix that also looks really cool. So before we go, where can everybody find you guys? Timon, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TIIMON_. So yeah, follow me or don't, I guess.
And you have another podcast, right?
Oh yeah, and also we have if you want to like check out other things involving me, I'm in the Solo Fish podcast, which is another Next Wave podcast. You can find all of that stuff on our podcast page at the Next Wave Chicago podcast. And then like we also make some pretty cool video essays if you want to hear more opinions on pop culture related things, you know, anything in like social, political sphere. You can check us out, the Next Wave Chicago YouTube. So the Next Wave Chicago YouTube channel.
Yes,
Javon.
Let's see. You can follow me at Twitter, PoloBoyJT. I'm sorry, I made that in high school. Instagram, Jevy_19. Add me on LinkedIn. You know, Javon Thompson.
Bro, what if you just get like a bunch of LinkedIn ads? People just like all over the place.
Connect with me on LinkedIn. I also have an EP dropping soon titled Rags to Bitches. Buy my album. Check the EP out. It's actually pretty decent.
This is definitely true information that he's saying. Yeah, he definitely does. What's your rap name? Is it just Javon Thompson?
It's Young Ja. I have some AKAs, but it's not PG, so I'm not gonna drop them right now. But please follow me on SoundCloud as well, if you can. Stay smooth though.
All right, and once again, I am Liam Baker. You can find me at _Liam_Baker_ because there's like a million people with my name in England and Ireland, so I had to like have this annoying ass name. But yeah, that's on both Twitter and Instagram. And thank you again for listening. This is the first episode. We're very excited. We will have these coming out every 2 weeks. So we will see you then. Thank you guys.
Bye.